guys, I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty lazy these past Mondays. Just been doing other stuff that is not Vanguard videos, right? But if, you know, if your tournament results over the weekend was literally just like one WGP, I'd be like, yeah, we can kind of skip it, but things changed, right? Things changed. It's not just set 4 anymore, right? It's not just set 4 plus Lyrical Monasterio anymore. It is set 5, right? And I don't know how much set 5 has made a big difference, but it's not just one tournament that happened on the weekend. We had Spring Fest in California that hit every single format. It wasn't just standard, right? We had standard, premium, V premium, every single format. It was teams. It was the first, you know, real life tournament in a while, so has to be something, right? Has to be something. It's also for the Western region too, right? I mean, we've seen a lot of the Japanese side of things. What's going on in the West, right? And then also, there were actually some unofficial tournaments happening, like VGCSs. Haven't seen them in a while, I'm going to be honest. Haven't seen them in a while, but it's good to see, you know, set 5 comes out, good time to run a tournament. Just saying. So, we got a lot of results. We got a lot of results today, and quite a few deck lists as well to go through, and just some of the fun stuff too, right? So let's kind of get started with Osaka, WGP Osaka. This is a big one, right? Not as big as Tokyo. Tokyo had 3 blocks, but Osaka is a big one usually in the WGP circuit. That had 2 blocks, so we have 2 blocks of standard. The first one in Block A was won by a Bastion, right? So Bastion really rising up recently, taking it home. This one running some combat orders, but apart from that, it's just your good old standard Bastion beating up face, right? Not running any like lag rules or anything like that. But the second place was also a Bastion. You see here, another Bastion. This one is the more like the first time we saw Bastion rise up. This was the list, right? The 3 lag rule list, no other orders, just smash face, good to go. So top 2 dominated by Bastion in Osaka Block A. Then in third place we had a Kyrie. So I think what a lot of people kind of... Someone told me, Kyrie is basically like Bruce, except you don't deck out, right? Instead of soul charging, you just draw a billion cards. That's pretty good. It's pretty good, not gonna lie. It makes 5 attacks very easy, it's very counter boss efficient. And yeah, it's just a very, very strong deck. So way to see it, right? There's still a lot of different ways to build it. I know this one doesn't really run the whale order, but others do. But yeah, there's still a lot of things that are unsolved for this deck, which is quite good. And definitely a potent pick for like a Spring Fest tournament. And then lastly, we have a Magnolia to round out top 4 of Block A. And this is actually quite interesting because Magnolia is pretty much like the dominant deck in the set, but so far in WGP, it really hasn't performed that much. So the question is like, is this a consistent deck is what we're seeing? Because WGP really rewards like consistency or just ultra high roll. So either way, it's either one or the other, or it's neither, right? So does Magnolia just do really well in like team tournaments or something like that? Will it do like, is it like an X2 deck? X2 decks don't really do well in WGP, and even X1 decks don't really do well in WGP. That's why I'm saying, you know, you got a high roll, you got to be ultra consistent. But that could be a different case in like the West, for example, where this might just dominate singles. But since we're also in team format at the moment, this just makes Magnolia like a great team pick, but we just haven't really seen it pop off really as much in WGP. So I think that'll be something we'll talk about a bit soonish, right? But let's kind of talk about Block B. All right, Block B won by a Bruce. Now, this Bruce, kind of interesting. Actually, it is a grade 4 Bruce. It is running the Chaos Starter. That's about it. But hey, guess what? It is running the new heal, right? The new heal, the 10k heal. This player is actually taking this to counter double attacks, so restanding attacks. So something like a Bastion, pretty much, right? And you can say like maybe Bastion is your worst matchup. You know, if they just pop off phase, you're dead. But if you have this kind of let you live through that. That's kind of nice. So yeah, pretty interesting to see someone actually taking 4 of the new heals, right? In the previous 4 lists we've seen so far, no one has taken them all. Maybe just they don't care. Maybe just like the 15k consistency. But it's kind of interesting, right? For a Bruce deck. Then we had another Kyrie deck again, right? Again, Kyrie is doing Kyrie things, very, very strong, doing good stuff. Then in third place, we had Bastion once again. Literally just, this one is actually another different Bastion build that's running the boost order instead of the Dark Strain. So that's actually quite interesting. But 3 Bastions, right? 3 Bastions. Someone's doing something right. And then a Nirvana. Right? Do we see this Nirvana? Look at this. Beautiful Nirvana deck. And, wow, it's running just yeah. Crazy. Look at this. So many different cards, trying to make the deck log as unreadable as possible. But this is just a non-prayer build, and just pretty standard Nirvana now. We haven't really seen Nirvana that much, right? But anyway, let's kind of look at the stats, right? I know you like stats. I kind of like stats too. But we can see here, can you see this properly? I don't know if you can. I like to call it the untitled spreadsheet, but it is basically just numbers. And you can see here that I basically just gave points. This is for fun, by the way. This is just fun. I like fun. I like fun of numbers. All right, but let me move myself to the right a bit. But yeah, so WGP had these seasons. It's nearly at the end. We only have Okayama left, right? But I gave points based on what position a nation got, right? So Baron Magnus came first. He got 4 points. Bruce came second. Dark State got 3 points, etc., etc. Until the 4th place, because you know they only really tell us the top 4, right? And you know, some of the like Tokyo had 3 blocks, so there were a lot of points to give out. Osaka had 2 blocks, lots of points to give out. But yeah, basically we have the winningest nation so far has been Dark States with 35 points, right? They basically farmed a lot of it in the first Tokyo though, right? They got 15 points in the first Tokyo WGP. So you could say that like early in the season they really popped off, but like later on they're kind of a bit iffy. Meanwhile, Brandgate has been relatively consistent with like several tops every single tournament, except for Osaka, which is quite surprising. Monasterio, not much to say. It didn't really pop off as much. Like Loro was at the like not on the downturn in a way, and then later on the Kyrie started coming back, and that's when it started hitting some results. But I guess like the big like if we want to talk about the big ones, Stoikea 17. These are pretty much all Magnolias, right? And you can see like Magnolia's got some seconds, got some firsts, but really hasn't done as much as Darkseid. I'm gonna have to just point this out there. Apart from like the Bruce this time, it's basically all been Baron Magnus, right? Baron Magnus, very, very strong. And then the Keta Sanctuary, basically most of them, except for Tokyo, that was like a Phantom Blaster Dragon. They've been Bastions. And then like Brandgate has just been a mix of Seraph Snow and Gravidia World. But yeah, basically, I just want to kind of say, like, maybe if we want to normalize the points, like, if it wasn't for the beginning, right? If it wasn't for Tokyo, Darkseid will also be kind of in line, maybe like the Keter and the Brandgate, right? So basically, it's kind of equal. If we want to talk about like the strong decks, Barrow, Bastion, and then both of the Gravidia and the Seraph decks have just been performing really, really well. But, you know, after you can see the crazy rise of Bastion or Keta Sanctuary in general, right? Basically nothing for a very, very long time. Then someone figured something out, and bam, multiple tops in a lot of the tournaments, right? So it's actually insane. And if we just want to, like, there's a nice little graph here, right? You're like, wow, currently Brandgate and and Keta Sanctuary are the same number of points. Darkseid's really, really high up there. You know, this is the collab set. Nirvana, interesting. It's kind of just been here and there, but that's kind of it. But yeah, that's kind of just for fun. Ever since I figured out how to make a graph in Sheets, I've just been enjoying myself. Anyway, let's look at other results, right? To kick off the unofficial tournament, we had the Gamers Dogma Cup. This one, you know, was just VGCS, and you know, set 5 is a good time to have it. And first place, we had a Kyrie deck. You know, Kyrie just been very, very consistent, it seems, performing very, very well. Second place, we had a Magnolia, taking it just with the Zorgo ride line. And then the third place, we had another Kyrie. Just Kyrie again, right? Just showing off its consistency. And then fourth place, we had actually a Tamayura. That's pretty slick, all right? Tamayura, new ride line, new archetype in set 5. Kind of just showing off, right? Doing pretty well, right? Doing pretty well. Top 8, the rest of top 8, we had a Overlord. So this one is the End, right? New the End cards. Then we also had a Nirvana again, right? Just straight up Nirvana. Cool. Running new heals. Whoa, let's go back. Just new heals, right? New heals. Then we have the Bastion. Okay, Bastion, just normal Bastion, it seems. Lastly, we had a Nirvana as well, and this one is also just running It looks like it's normal heals, right? Normal heals, nothing really spectacular, right? It's pretty cool. Then next we had a trios tournament. We had the Kyushu VGC. This one trio tournament, so not just Springfest this week, but you know this one is more unofficial. But yeah, very serious still. So first we had Baron Magnus. Just first place team had Baron Magnus. You know, Baron Magnus very popular, very consistent. And then also on that team was a Zorga, running some new heals too. So here we have like 2 of the new heals, and you kind of, at least with Zorga, you can like mix and match and kind of pick the one that you want depending on the matchup, right? And then the third player C was just a Magnolia, right? Just Magnolia, good old Magnolia with the Zorga. Oh, not the Zorga ride line, but just a pure ride line with some orders. So pretty cool, right? Then the second place team ran Bastion as well, right? Bastion, again, just a very straightforward lineup, nothing special. Then the second player ran a Nirvana deck, which is pretty cool, right? Nirvana? Really? Coming back? Is there a reason? And third was Magnolia, right? Which is, yeah, again, straight up easy Zorgnolia. And then third place started with a Magnolia again, right? Zorgnolia. Then they had a Nirvana once more, right? Another Nirvana, right? Wow. And in the third position played Bastion, right? So cool, just straightforward Bastion. And then lastly, the fourth place team rounded off, started with a Seraph Snow, right? With some changes. I haven't really seen Seraph Snow that much recently. It's quite surprising. Then the second player ran Nirvana as well. Straightforward non-prayer build of Nirvana. And then their last spot ran Kyrie, right? Whale Kyrie. It's been doing very well. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now, that wasn't all the results we had this week. We had the renewal of Springfest. English results. English Springfest. And every format was played in California. So let's kind of take a look at some nice pictures. So we have this picture from Fuzzy Paradox. I mean, why? Like, if someone makes a good graphic like this, why bother making your own, right? It's just that good. Look at this, right? So we can see here, let me move myself down a bit as well. It's bottom left, right there. So look at this nice, beautiful pie chart. This was the top 8 for standard in California. Again, Fuzzy Paradox. Good job with the graphics. Every deck, it seems, well, nearly every deck, there were 6 Magnolias in the top 8. So the max would be 8, right? Because you can only have 1 per team. So nearly every deck bought a Magnolia. But then half of them bought a Prison deck as well. And then there were Bruces, Barrows, and it just kind of goes down from there, right? Surprising 2 offers, right? Then in V was pretty crazy. 5 Shadow Paladin. There were some Luards. This is post-ban list, by the way. Some Luards, but also some Raging Forms, right? And then a Bermuda Triangle. There were some Prisons. I think the graphic needs to be changed because there were some Highlanders as well. And then there was 3 Kagero, 3 Genesis, 3 Grand Blue. Kind of expecting all that. And you can see the updated graphic here. We have, like, you know, the Kuchia, right? To show off the Highlander side. There were some Astral Poets, etc. Yeah, you kind of expected. And then in Premium, ooh, look at this. 3 Mega Colony, right? 3 Kagero, only 2 Pale Moon, 2 Shadow Paladin, 2 Grand. Literally everything was played in this. This pie chart was as pie as much as possible, right? And there was some, like, even like in the Mega Colony, there was some Order Colonies, but then some just straight pure Gradoras as well. So yeah, it was like basically everything. Basically everything was played in Premium. So insane, right? Pretty insane how just open currently the format is. I guess like no one's really figured anything out, which is quite crazy. Or just people are willing to try everything, right? And then the actual like top 4 in winners. First place in standard was taken by, you know, the Joy Boys, so Bastion, Magnolia, Seraph Snow, and then second place was Showtime with Bruce, Magnolia, and Seraph Snow. Then Anahoo's. In third place was Magnolia, Gravidia World, and Bruce. And then Simple Inkling was 4th place with Magnolia, Bruce, and Seraph Snow. Feels like every team bought Stoicheia, Dark States, and Brandgate, right? Some kind of formation, except for the first place team who bought a Bastion. So pretty cool. Lots of Bruce, very popular in America, and Seraph Snow as well, and Magnolia. All right, crazy. Then in Premium, we had S Strictly Broken, Hit Me Up Vina. So this was taken by Order Colony, Beatrice, and a Nightmare Dolls. Then second place was Carmen Striders with Luan, Kaguro, and Dungri. I think this is actually Vanquisher, to be honest. I know Dungri is actually Vanquisher, but you can put like a Dungri in, right? But yeah, cool. And then third place was I Don't Know Good Team, was Beatrice Genesis, so Regalia, and then Nightmare Dolls. And then fourth place was the Capitalist with Dimension Police, Riviere, and Gold Paladin. So quite crazy. And then for V Prim, they don't have the graphic up for that yet. We have Derek here going. First place was Cargo, Raw Paladin, and Grand Blue. Second place was Genesis, Shadow Paladin, and Dark Irregulars. Third was Bermuda Triangle, Genesis, Shadow Paladin. And fourth was Gold Paladin, Shadow Paladin, and Bermuda Triangle. Now, let me I have another graphic to show you guys. I like to call this the Nation Domination. So we have the entire, this is basically standard. So we have there are some tournaments across America, right? So basically the biggest focus right now is America and Europe, right? Because Asia, Oceania only has like 2 tournaments. Won't be around for a while. Like Malaysia currently, maybe they'll add some more later, but Australia. So there's kind of no point looking at them currently. If we look at America and Europe, there's a lot of tournaments there. So let's kind of focus on that. But here we have like California, right? Pretty much on the West Coast. So now the West Coast is dominated by Brandgate and Stockade. And if you want to know how I counted this, I counted this exactly how I counted the Japanese version. 4 points for first, third point, 3 points for like second, etc., etc. So Brandgate and Stockade were actually tied, so they get to share the West Coast, right? I think we've got Texas, we've got Illinois, we've got Florida, and then not Florida, we've got Georgia, and then we've got New York. So there'll be some central ones and then some East Coast ones, right? So pretty interesting to see how that goes out. If they add more, right? If they add more tournaments, we'll just put them in. I'll somehow have to figure out. I have to figure out America somehow. We luckily got Mexico here, Mexico, and then Puerto Rico. I don't know how I'm going to fit in Puerto Rico. I might need a new map. Right? I might need a new map. But yeah, so far West Coast, Stockade, Brandgate, your new overlords. Then if we look at V Premium, this is the United Sanctuary, right? West Coast United Sanctuary. Why? Why? Because, United Sanctuary got the most points. I think everyone got like 6 points, except United Sanctuary got 7 points. So yeah, you are now the land of the Sanctuary, right? And then in Premium, dominated by Megalonica because of all the Grand Blues, basically. All the Grand Blues. So West Coast is just a wet coast. So this isn't supposed to be taken seriously. It's just supposed to be fun. But it'll be interesting to see how the United States become, right? How this map develops into. And there's the European one too. So that's coming up pretty soon, right? So how will Europe be carved across? Anyway, you guys want lists. I know some of us want lists. People did post some lists on Facebook, right? I think it seems like American side likes Facebook a lot. Let's kind of take a quick look at it. So, let's look at here. All right, so we have Brandon Co. This was third place, Gravidia World, right? And you can see the new medal now. It's just a circle. It's not like before you piece things together. It's just a circle now. It's a straight up medal. My team placed first after Swiss, only losing round 7. All of our personal records are 5-2 after Swiss and 2-1 in top 8. Teammates used Zorgnolia and G4 Final Rush. Played versus Magnolia 7 times. Thought I dodged all the mags in the seat B, but guess not. Lick is the most busted card in the deck. They either eat a damage and you get a grade 2 meteor, turn 2, or they drop 25k shield. If you aren't playing this, then I don't know. I don't even know. Play it and mulligan for it, trust me. Overall, it's a very fun experience and hope to maybe go to one other Springfest with the team. Then there's Brandon Co. third place with Gravidia World, right? Crazy. And then next we had Danny Nguyen. Feels finally good to top our regionals, especially when I could depend on my team. And it tied third after 7 rounds and then lost first round of top 8. This was top 8 one. Here's my losses were from having too many non-shields in hand. Learned my lesson and should have played Magnolia instead. But overall, event was still fun and glad to be back. Shout out to my round 7 Magnolia opponent. Love the banter and keep the energy up. But yeah, this is the top 8, I guess. Gravidia World, so pretty cool. The next we have a V. So this was Andrew Liang. This was the winner list actually. First place Royal Paladin list. This was just straight up Jewel Knights. So pretty easy to build now, right? Just get some clan collections slapped together and good to go, right? Except for the MLB, right? But I don't think the MLB was played. Actually, was it played? If it was played, that'd be pretty interesting. But yeah, I think count the list. If there's more than 50 cards, it wasn't played. All right. So pretty cool. And then next, we get Zach Galgers. Since people are curious, this is the top 8 Vanquisher list from Ontario today. I don't know why I'm listed as Zungari. So yeah, this is actually just Vanquisher, right? I went 6-1 team, went 5-2 and got 5th to 8th. Deck is insane. Full Bronto has no chill. And just straight up, you know, kind of a V list. Add some Prem Call cards. And then some stun verses. And you're good to go, right? So pretty cool. And then next, we had an interesting no-seal list, right? So Angel Feather, there was like, I think 1 Angel Feather in top 8, right? So no seal was actually it. We haven't seen Premium Angel Feather in a while. This is actually the first time we're seeing it again, and pretty cool. Pretty cool, I guess, right? Then we had Joseph Hammock, got top 8 at the California Spring Fest, and 2nd place in Swiss with Nubatama, Daihos, and Dominate. This is good, though I never used Crow this time. I might just cut it for something, but it can be a game winner when conditions are met. But yeah, lost in top 8 to Bermuda Riviere. But yeah, this is a Nubatama Dahosen list. I know a lot of people like Nubatama, especially Solemn. He loves Nubatama. So yeah, if you're looking for one, I guess this is a good place to start, especially if you're looking for with Dahosa, right? And then we had here June Kim got top 4 in Premier at California Ontario Springfest. I played Riviere, so this is the one that beat the Nubatama, which I did not expect that Riviere would have done really well. Won 5 matches and lost 4 matches. Riviere Turbo is still alive. Let's get it. Right, let's get it. Shout out to William Zhang and Nick Tornado for helping me with the top 4 placement. Right, so here's the list. This is Riviere Turbo. Yeah, not much to say. It's just Riviere Turbo, right? Just ride up and win. So yeah, that is all the lists. That is all the lists I've been able to scrounge around, at least from Facebook, from the recent tournament. But yeah, that is. We had a lot of results. A lot of results to talk about. Lots of funny things to talk about. And then those funny things will be developed more in the coming weeks. So that's it today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Probably tomorrow, because tomorrow is Premium Call Reveal. So good times. All right. See you later, boys. Bye.